Good afternoon, everyone, members, staff, and for those that have access to our live feed, both Facebook and cable TV platform. Um, I will. Today is the fifth day, fourth regular session. Sine and I would like to call this session to order. Today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, at 1:45 p.m. here in the Senate. And before we proceed, I wish to ask everyone to please stand for a moment of silence. And this time, the chair recognizes the clerk to please call the roll.
Senator Cruz.
Here.
Senator De Leon Guerrero.
Here.
Senator Hoku.
Here.
Mr. President.
Kegi.
Senator King Neighbors. Senator Manglonia. Senator Kirua. Senator Sablan.
Gaya.
Senator Santos. Mr. President, 6 members are present, 3 are absent.
With 6 members present and 3 absent, we have a quorum to conduct this session today. Let the record reflect the Senators Justo Kitugua, Paul Manglonia, and Carl King Neighbors are hereby excused from today's session. Moving on, item B under public comment. It's a portion of our session where we allow the members of the general public that wishes to offer any testimony or comment on any of the items on the order of business for today's session. Then let the record reflect that there's no public comment offered for this morning or this afternoon. This time the chair recognizes the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I'd like to offer some suspension motion, and this motion is to suspend Rule 3, Section 3 of the Official Rules of the Senate, and in compliance with the Open Government Act, to amend today's agenda to accept miscellaneous communications 22-129 and 22-130 so that it may be part of today's agenda. So move, Mr. President.
There's been a motion offered by the floor leader for the suspension of rules to include some communications on today's order of business, and it's been seconded. Discussion? Ready? Clerk, can you please call the roll to approve of the request by the floor leader?
Senator Cruz.
Yes.
Senator De Leon Guerrero.
Yes.
Senator Hoku.
Yes.
Senator Sablan.
Ungan.
Senator Santos. Mr. President.
Again,
Mr. President, all 6 members voting yes.
with 6 members voting yes, the suspension of rules and the inclusion of those communications hereby approved. Floor leader?
Thank you, Mr. President. We have one journal for approval today, and that's Senate Journal number 22-35, 4th day, 4th regular session, dated December 28, 2022. Mr. President and members, I move for its adoption.
There's been a motion offered by the floor leader to adopt Senate Journal 2235. Do I hear a second? Been seconded. All those in favor for the adoption of Senate Journal 2235, please say aye.
Aye.
And all those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Senate Journal number 2235 is hereby adopted. And I want to mention that because since this will be our last session, I want to go ahead and request the floor leader to offer a motion to adopt today's proceedings journal today in anticipation. And it will be called a Senate Journal number 2236. Floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. As per your request, I'd like to offer a motion that we adopt Senate Journal number 22-36. This is 5th day, 4th regular session, Sine and I, dated January 3rd, 2023. Mr. President and members, I move for its adoption.
Second.
Motion for the adoption of Senate Journal 2236, and it's been seconded.
Clarification, Mr. President.
Proceed, recognize.
This Senate journal that we're adopting is in the absence of its journal, no pages, no. But this is to ensure that today's session is being adopted to close the Senate 22nd legislature session,
That's-
Senate no journal session.
That's correct,
Correct.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Any further questions? We're ready. Messages from the governor?
Mr. President, we have 5 on our agenda, 2291 to 295.
Any comments from the members? Ready? No, no items on E and F. I move to item G, communications from the House.
We have 4, Mr. President, 22148 to 151.
Any comments from the members? Ready? Item H, communications from the Senate.
None, Mr. President.
There's no items to consider on from items I, J, K, L, M, and N. So the chair wishes to move to item O, and at this time I recognize the floor leader to offer the appropriate motion to entertain Senate Resolution 2225.
Thank you, Mr. President. At this time, I'd like to offer a motion, there's one resolution on calendar, Senate Resolution number 22-25, requesting the governor and the Secretary of Department of Finance to assist the taxpayers who were unable to utilize the first issue local stimulus due to the implemented deadline. Mr. President and members, I move for its adoption.
Second.
So offered by the floor leader to adopt Senate Resolution 2225, been seconded. Discussion. All those in favor, or
No, it's
Chairman,
okay. It's
ready? All those in
Mr.
favor of
President.
the motion for the adoption of Senate Resolution 2225, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Senate Resolution 2225 is hereby adopted. Moving on to item P, and I ask the floor leader to offer a motion for consideration, House Bill 2218. So I recognize floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have one legislation for action on today's bill calendar, and this is House Bill number 22-18, in reference to House Communication 22-34, to amend Division 4 of Title 6 of the Commonwealth Code relating to disposition of offenders and sentencing to provide criteria for imposition of enhanced sentencing of defendants for crimes motivated by hate. Mr. President and members, I move for its passage in the form of HD1.
There's been a motion offered by the floor leader to for passage of House Bill 2218 HD1. Do I hear a second to that motion?
Second.
Seconded. It's been seconded. Discussion. Ready? Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Cruz?
Yes.
Senator De Leon Guerrero?
Yes.
Senator Hooker?
Again.
Senator Sablan?
Hungan.
Senator Santos? Mr. President?
Again,
Mr. President, all 6 members voting yes.
with 6 members voting yes, House Bill 22-18 HD1 hereby passes the Senate. Moving on item Q, petitions, memorials, and miscellaneous communications.
We have 2, Mr. President, 22-129 and 130.
2240.
130.
Any comments from the members? Ready? Under announcements, Senator Sablan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Because this is our sign and die session, before we adjourn, I'd like just to be on record. I'd like to offer a motion that we file all unfinished Senate business in the form of legislation and resolutions that may be and are in committee. So that motion is to file all unfinished business for this 22nd Senate. So move.
Second.
Motion offered by the floor leader to file the legislations that are still in committee and any other legislations and resolutions that are before the Senate, and it's been seconded. We filed and it's been seconded. discussion?
Uh,
Senator Hokuk?
Point for clarification only, Mr. President, I'd like to refer this to the council that this is a normal practice that when we are closing our Senate business on Sine, we just have to file all pending bills in the committee and resolution. Is that the as a standard practice?
What happened to all the pending legislations that were not acted on by the Senate. It would be made clear by the motion to file that all those bills are what do you call that, filed in the committee.
But maybe reintroduced in the future. Okay.
That's always
Thank you.
For filing? Are we ready for the question? All those in favor of the motion as offered by the floor leader, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. The ayes have it. Moving on, I recognize again the floor leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. And of course, as we continue under announcement, I'd just like to take this time to give my greatest appreciation to everybody during my tenure as a senator, and also through the 8 years that I've served up here in the legislature, 4 years in the House, and another 4 years in the Senate. To everyone, all the viewing public, I'd like to give my greatest honor and appreciation for all of you that have given me the chance to serve as your congressman and as your senator in these past legislatures. To the staff of the LB, our councils, our clerk, our sergeant at arms, our legislative assistants, our journal clerks, our IT, and everybody, the entire LB team. I'd like to give also my greatest appreciation for all their services to the members, and of course, most especially to myself during my tenure here at the legislature. To all the senators, it's been an honor to serve with all of you. It's been an honor to make these decisions, critical decisions for the people of our Commonwealth, to protect our lands and to improve the quality of lives of our people. I take none of that for granted, and it's been truly an honor to sit in the front row to be a part of that this body to make those decisions. To the incoming and returning members of the legislature and of the Senate, I'd like to say congratulations on your election, and I have true faith in your commitment and leadership again to our people and to our lands. And also to the outgoing, as I'm one of the outgoing members of the Senate, and to the outgoing members of the House also. I wish you luck in your future endeavors, and we hope to cross paths once again. So, Mr. President, I just wanted to state that for the record under announcements. It's truly been a great experience as a senator, and I'd like to thank you, President, for having me as your floor leader, and all the members for trusting in me as your floor leader in the 22nd legislature. A lot of fresh air for me now, and it's time to, really just concentrate on the other important things in life. Like I said in our delegation session today, it's important to take these positions. It's important to take these leaps of faith to run for public office and to make great decisions for our people. But at this point in my journey, it's now time for me to really concentrate on the importance of the home front, my family, my kids, and my wife, and making sure that the home front stays healthy. Because if the home is healthy and the family is happy, I believe everyone can come back and lead in different capacities. So with that, Paretoto Maranas, Nasizus Masi, Olomai, and thank you for all the wonderful years of your support. And I truly I truly give the greatest gratitude to everyone here and everyone that has been a part of my tenure as a legislator, and to my staff also, Carla, Cheryl, Gus, Manny, and everyone, Chell, and everyone that has been a part of the office of Senator Vinny Sablan. I thank all of you for making my job easy and assisting me in really providing a service to our people. So with that, I wish everyone watching a happy new year, and I wish all the happiness with your families and yourself throughout this year and to all the years to come. Thank you, Mr. President.
Jesus Masi, Senator Sablan, any other member who wishes to offer a statement? Recognize Senator Santos.
Thank you, Mr. President and the members. The last couple of years has been a very difficult and challenging journey. We were faced with an unprecedented pandemic that crippled our economy and our way of life. But collectively, we remained composed and focused on our mandate to our people. Without financial assistance from the federal government, the CNMI would have suffered substantially worse. The CNMI is indebted to Biden administration for over $500,000 in aid that saved the CNMI and allow us to respond to the public health emergency with respect to the COVID-19 or its negative economic impacts, including assistance to household, small businesses, nonprofits, or aid to impacted industries such as tourism, travel, and hospitality, to respond to workers performing essential work during the COVID-19 public health emergency by providing premium pay, to respond to government services to the extent of the reduction of revenue, and to make necessary investments in water, sewer, and broadband infrastructure. These funds help many of our people retain their jobs, find new employment, put food on their table, keep their lights on, receive stimulus payments, and so on. With that, this legislature worked together to pass 2 consecutive fiscal year budgets that prevented government shutdowns and continued critical services for our people. This act was critical during this turbulent legislature. We were successful and proved that bipartisan collaboration is alive and well in the Commonwealth. In the CNMI, like so many communities around the nation, we are facing a serious mental health crisis. Think of the traumas and hardships that families and individuals have endured just in the last few years, from an ongoing pandemic and multiple typhoon disasters before that, to unemployment, homelessness, utility disconnections, illness, hunger, and violence. Think of the people we all know, very likely ourselves included, who have struggled with stress, anxiety, grief, and depression. I am proud that this legislature saw the mental health gaps and overwrote an act so the CNMI could join the SIPACT that would expand access to mental health services, including specialized care not available in the islands. Just as important, we recently passed an act to establish a health network program within the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation that is necessary to establish a new program within the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation that is integrated with the healthcare system, in which providers are recognized as partners and third-party payers such as the CNMI Medicaid Agency are optimally engaged to cover the cost of services. It is our hope that this legislation is enacted into law at the earliest. For our working families, we supported an act that would restore the earned income tax credit that will help many of our qualified low to moderate income working families and taxpayers get a tax break by allowing them to use the credit to reduce the taxes they owe and in some cases increase their tax refunds. The EITC will continue to provide relief to many households in economic distress and will help stimulate our economy. The 22nd legislature was overshadowed by the governor's impeachment and more recently, the improprieties of the Boost program. Uncertainty regarding how much ARPA funds remains puts many of our people wondering if they will continue to have meaningful employment in the very near future. The expenditure of ARPA funds remain under enhanced scrutiny. The next legislature has a lot of work and challenges ahead of them. May the new leadership bring renewed hope through accountability, transparency, and trust. Our people deserve nothing less. And since the Rota legislative delegation lacks the necessary quorum to conduct a synodized session today, I would like to ask the incoming members to continue to support locally created programs such as the subsistence and stipend program for our medical referral patients, the Rota Municipal Scholarship Program, and continue the street building naming program that already have several citizens referred to be named after a building or street that is critical for 911 emergency and physical mail delivery. Last, I would like to express my profound gratitude to my staff, the Senate clerk, the delegation clerk, journal clerk, legal counsels, legislative assistants, and most especially our Bureau of Staff and each member's respective staff for their unwavering support, dedication, and competent service they have consistently provided. In conclusion, I am deeply humbled and extremely grateful to our people of Rhoda for their trust and confidence in my ability to represent them during the 22nd CNMI legislature. I trust that our mighty God has led us to where we are today and will continue to lead us from here on forward. So, with this, let us be guided by a passage in Proverbs 3, verse 5, 6, which says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight. God bless us, and God bless our Commonwealth. Thank you, Mr. President and members.
This is Masi, Senator Santos. Any other member? Senator. Senator. Chair would like to recognize Senator Hoku.
Mr. President, first of all, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to all the LB staff, especially those that have been helping the members with their committee works. And also, I'd like to recognize the hardworking physical analysts that have assisted the Committee on Physical Affairs, Dave Jimapon, for all the hard work and and the result that we have come up with to ensure that we avoid any shutdown from 2022 and 2023. And thank you, Dave, for your hard work. And to you, Zulene, also, thank you for always being around to help each senators as they call for your service. Thank you all. And to our Rota delegation clerk, and especially to our legal counsel, Antoinette and Joe, and our hardworking journal clerk, Doris. Thank you very much for always being a sweetheart for the Senate members. And to our Sergeant at Arm and IT staff, thank you also for always coming around to assist individual senators. And also, I know that it's going to be a challenge during this fiscal, this new 23rd legislature, but most particularly here in the Senate. But I wish you all the best, uh, my fellow colleague, Senate President, Senator Cruz, and Senator Carl Neighbors, and of course to Senator Edie. And I personally like to extend my also appreciation for always being a contributor to the leadership of the 22nd Legislature, Senate. And we have, I really didn't expect your humbleness to provide that to the 22nd leadership, but as we move forward with our Senate business, you have demonstrate, your ability to provide cooperation and assistance to your fellow colleagues. And I ask you also to extend the same. Uh, I know that the Saipan senators are all leaders, by women, but with you here in the Senate and your experience with the remaining members that will continue to serve provides you the necessary to understand one another. And with that, I believe that you will get the cooperation from every member moving forward to ensure that our Commonwealth deserve what we are all here for, to ensure that we provide the necessary economic driven opportunity to the entire Commonwealth, and ensure to provide also a better opportunity for our people welfare and livelihood. And with that, Mr. President, also I like to personally thank you for your strong leadership as well during this 22nd legislature. And to floor leader, thank you for being our good floor leader also. And Senator Cruz for always uh, providing the opportunity for those people that are being appointed to serve as a key cabinet and other board of directors in the Commonwealth. I wish you all the best, and especially to whoever the incoming Senate President, and I believe it's on my right side. So it's a history in the making, and I know that you have 6 gentlemen around you. So I hope that their passion also to assist you in moving the Senate business forward will definitely, without question, for you as a reciprocation of what you have done to this 22nd leadership that you have provided also, your cooperation and time with us. And thank you for that personally. And por último, Mr. Speaker, en cuenta lo que ni esa cosa ni famagono, malago zo na bay extendí un sincero na apreciación, agradecimiento no para todo y todo mami kinin luta, particularmente más y monazo na bendición para continuar su medvicia, ginigi sirviente en público más que 20 años. За Гилоено и corazono za nisensako pa fanazuda ti sinyana us baisuazi e preciso sia na necessidade ajudo za by continua no manaligo loke chalan ne pa nai no beneficia y para o continuar e representação e tanota Marianas za podia o guaha gi mamela siya Nadia particularmente estinasakan o gua bendición malak para o ina e chalan e linala e Marianas zan e chalan para linala enteramente individual público en Tauto Marianas. Pues, por este, no, Mr. President, talo, un senangkulo na si Jesus Masi para algo, zan todo, algo Senator Cruz, Senator Santos, Senator Vini, Senator Zekio, Senator Edith, Senator Paul, na masyagwa siya diferensya, yan talota lo, ti hatsoma para tatsonik mona, itsalan i direksyon, na ipata extendía judo para y Tauto Islas Marianas enteramente. Buenos días, Jesus Masi.
Thank you, Jesus Masi. Senator Hokuk, at this time, the chair recognizes Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. President. First, I would like to extend my gratitude and appreciation to the LB staff, the legal counsel, Bermudez and Villagomis, for your guidance, making sure under my committee all process are done legally, making sure that we don't violate any of our Commonwealth law in terms of appointments and under my chairmanship. I appreciate all those legal guidance. And the Senate clerk appreciate all documentation that are all ready to be put in the agenda and making sure that we follow the uh, the protocol, and most especially the supporting staff of the legislature that are assigned to the Senate, Sergeant at Arm Benter Lai, Sergeant John Santos, the IT Mr. Jonathan Diaz, and Mr. Camacho, and the fiscal analyst Mr. David Mapan for your guidance as well in terms of numbers that is necessary to provide the under either the Senate or the local delegation. I appreciate all the services that you're giving us to make making sure that we're in line with what number that we're supposed to put on such appropriation, and also the hardworking senior administrative staff, Ms. Jolene Tagabel, for very pushing forward even on the last day. She can be able to come up with the committee report, and you're supporting us our assistants. I appreciate all your hard work and making sure that those committee report are ready for any Senate session that's going to be conducted. I appreciate all your hard work, and also the journal clerk, Chanel Bora. Thank you for your also for your services and making sure that the journal are ready for us to review before the session, or the session was called by the president, and also the journal delegation journal clerk, Ms. Sanchez, and all other LB staff that are temporarily assigned to the Senate when in the absence of our LB staff that are assigned to the Senate. I appreciate all your services. And also would like to extend appreciation for our good flow leader for your guidance and this leadership. I wish you the very best on your next plan or endeavors. If our doors open, if anything that you need to discuss with us, or any other suggestion that will make a better Sinamay, we will always our doors always open for you. Uh, the same thing. That same thing goes with our chairman Ukuk. Sir, thank you for your guidance as well. I know that we're gonna miss you in this chamber, but like I said, our doors always open. If there's anything that you wish to discuss with us that will make a better Commonwealth, we're always there to entertain your concern. And thank you, sir, for your guidance and your leadership as well. And to Senator Santos, thank you also, ma'am, for being with us in this in the not only the 22nd but the previous legislature. I appreciate also your friendship and also your guidance throughout that time. I know that you are ready to to go out and do what you wish to do on your next endeavors, and I wish you the best of luck. And to the Vice President of the Senate, Senator Jacob, appreciate also always your guidance and all your support. I wish you also the best, and to the rest of my colleagues that are not here, I also wish you all the best, most especially the incoming. I wish that we'll make a better Commonwealth. There's anything that you prefer to discuss or wish to discuss, we're always our doors always open for discussion. And like I mentioned, I wish that we can continue to deliver the best services to our people, and I hope that the new year, or this new year, or this new legislature would do our very best to find ways to alleviate all the pressing issue and hardship that our people are encountering, most especially during this difficult time. And again, thank you everyone for working with us, for your commitment and devotion to work with this 22nd legislature. And lastly, I would like to extend, on behalf of myself and my family, undang Masi, to the people of Tinian for your continued patience and support. And we will do our very best to continue to deliver the services that you all deserve. Este undang Masi.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. The chair recognizes Senator Edith De Jong Guerrero.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dos años na sumenadotzo sa malagozo para bi sanganyam zo undang ko na si Zeus Masit ni despite guanabay na tsao itetso ginigalo mi chamber lo unu record ni sana tori tempo gua respeto gentalo tatit na nuevi na senadot siya. Dankulu sina onru I para taset bi Toto Marianas interimenti. Dankulu na responsibilidad ta kakat ga. Ni hafa siya na desisyon tapatitinas para imenawli kitaw-taw ta. Ojalá imamamayla na nebu na legislatura no guamas pas zan kinemprendi za ta focusit ni afa imam preciso siya na asunto ni para imenawli Toto Marianas. Sa sigun gi afa taatan pa na momento siguro zo na nyuno gi zahita duda na tichawcho I karera. Sige na preciso na tanasuwag yung banda I sentimento ni malait sa tatuto nuevo na legislatura gi sonu onru sa principat na manera. Sa taatan mo na ikarera niya estinabat ko naman mauuday todo Toto Marianas. Sa man responsable hit kumusiya hit pumulo gini gihalong gumaniya. Winigisisan niya para ta-representa yung interes niya. Taza mas. Para hago Senator Hokuk, Senator Vini, Senator Justo, dan Senator Terry, si Zeus Masin is medyo relasyon. Ane man halumit, ta komprendya, nagwaha, majority, zan minority. Lo, estigi, ganyan ni Corazon no, na uli na sinya ha, man matsotsuit, sin minority, dan sin majority, safa, gwakin imprendi. Zagin ta focusit ni asunto ni tauto. Megay sinya ta tsogi. Za megay sinya ta accomplish. Udisesaya na imanewin po fanhalum. Ufanhalum loki kita gano na sinenti ng corazon. Kosa kisinya todo man matsotso gipareho na manera. Mr. President, si Zeus Masin is omo leadership loki. No dangkulo na pinasensya. Uri para na tauto. Uli za wagadesi ni gizahago. Para senadot siya ni perimbiram sa tatigi silan mizo. Usen agradesi loki hamzo ni manhita man matsotso gi komite. Nanliye na sinya na man matatsong. Sa man matsotso it sa para ta adahi iasunto siya yung mafefekta itaw-taw ta para muna. Unang kulo na si Zeus Masi para todo si LB staff loki. Todo ya zudon mizo. Todo pinasensyan mizo. So tunga na itetsu mizo ti Libiano, makat. Kwanto gwa na session, kwanto gwa na journals, kwanto gwa siya na differentes klase na sunto, masya ke oragya ani, lunes hasta betnes, usen komprendi, dan usen agradesi sa sumizo. Zagagago hamzo na inayami parewa talo na serbisyo, ki 23rd legislature, data fanita mo na mauli kita nota. Si Zeus Masi. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator De Jong Guerrero. Mentino vote tenan no, yeah. Ni para ta Utsumi mitingta pa ako na diyan, no. I share the same sentiment deeply with everyone's comments. I wish to thank all of you, especially the staff, office staff, respective office staff, not only in the Senate but also in the House. Members of the House, the 22nd, members of the staff of the AOB, as enumerated and repeated numerous times. You guys are allowing us to perform and what we do to serve the public. And that is very much appreciated. And we appreciate your patience, and that at any given time that each one of the members of the Senate calls on you guys, whether be it you're off, you're in weekends, or you're taking care of your family, you make that effort to at least respond, and that is very much appreciated. And I share the same sentiment with the members. To my office staff, thank you for holding down the fort the last couple years, predominantly since I assumed the presiding office. And I must say, it has been a tumultuous 2 years, understanding and respecting the views of each members of that legislature. And I only ask that we leave the past in the past and set sail forward. Because as what Senator Edith was saying, there's all indications pointing towards rough times. And we are entrusted by our people to try and navigate ourselves out of this. And I understand fully that there is oftentimes the differences in the way we want to get there, but the objective remains the same as long as it benefits the people. And that's always been and always will be, personally, my objective since assuming this, being given this opportunity by the people of Tinian. To the ones that are departing and no longer going to be joining us in the 23rd, I bid you farewell and wish you all the best in your future endeavors, whatever you chose to do. And I'm sure that you guys have plans, not plan, but plans to do, be productive members of our community, whether you're going to operate your own private business or going back to the public service by way of another function of the government. But I do know that none of you guys will be going out of the cinema. You guys are going to be in the cinema, so we'll see you guys around. As what was mentioned earlier, we'll be here. We're very accessible, to the point that sometimes we're too accessible in our cell phones and all that. But that's a good thing, because that's why what we signed up for is to try and help people, genuinely help people with they have questions. Even if it seems that we cannot do it, we always try to make time or efforts to try and get them to that. Gogowam no precision todo dam ni pinasensyan mizu. The Nizon Mizu guidance the last couple of years ni masaya gua binarangka gua diferencial na opinion lo tasiga mo na i kareratan ni patana gua no patapasa to di legislation ni po benefit di itaw tota. For those that are returning back, I offer my service and my cooperation to all of you. And the objective is to navigate out of this through this rough waters. The CNMI, there's last 40 some years, tourism is our only mainstay of economic activity, economic engine. It's the one that's providing people coming in, spending their money on businesses, and the businesses turn around, pay their GRT, and the GRT translates into public funds that we are entrusted to pass in a form of a law, appropriation, to address Number one, the public, public health, the schools, public employment, utilities, and now the retirees. And all of us know the effects of what happens in the global recession, global situation, whereby we have a beautiful airport, we have a beautiful destination, but nobody wants to come here. Not because they don't like Saipan or the CNMI, it's because they can't. They also have their own challenges. So it's really up to us. What we need to identify. What's the next one? Senator Edith shared some stats that is disturbing. It's not going to be pretty in 2023. So what are we going to do? We're talking to the people in this platform, the ones that are watching, and we're looking at our staff. And although we have ARPA and we have federal funds and what have you, we really need to reel back in and really identify ourselves as a CNMI and figure out what to do for ourselves here. We need to identify that number 2 pillar of economic recovery. Number 3 and number 4. We only have one and it's dying. It's on a lifeline right now. I don't know. I don't have an answer. That's why we have professional people out there, experience, people that have been in the business of government function for the last several years to work together to see how we're going to swim out of this. And do I want to face it? Absolutely not. Do I have to face it? We're ready to face it, whether we like it or not. We signed up. And we're going to do it. And that's what I offer everyone, the people, and of course the members of the legislature that are coming back. I thought about this. A short recess. All right, members, thank you so much for your patience, and we're right back into our plenary session. And I want to reiterate my appreciation to all of you for your guidance and your support over the last few months. I think I've said enough with regards to my parting words. I do want to say this though, that there's a big issue in the community right now that's affecting a lot of people, and to what extent that is going to affect, it's going to be determined as it progress forth, and it creates a lot of confusion out there. Getting phone calls, what are they going to do? Question is, I don't have an answer to them. What's been reviewed the last few weeks is troubling. And the sad part about this is we're all friends. We've known each other. We've supported each other. And then to roll out something like this to benefit our people, we're finding out the truth. I don't know about you members, but I just got a call asking me what's the end game. I don't have an answer to him. He's one of the recipients. And I said, I need to get back to him. Not pointing any fingers or at anything. And you guys probably seen it. It's sad. Beyond sad comprehension. It sickens me in my stomach to know that genuinely it's out there to help people. But it's where it's at today. And I hope that those dreams, the shattered dreams and hopes of those that dial up and signed up for the program only to learn of what's happening. It's difficult to face them. I don't think we should apologize on behalf of anybody, but let the people that are running it face these people. We supported it. We genuinely supported it because it did create a lot of excitement to our community in the CNMI, only to learn of what's happening. And thank you, members, for your patience. And I just wanted to throw that out because I too, as well as some others in here, are sidetracked with that. And I know that we're not going to be hearing the end of it. Si Jesus masi, no, ni intention miso. Before I call for an adjournment, I ask that the members that are returning, please, at the request of the acting director of LB, to hold back, stay back, and they want to share some important information to us. So again, thank you so much for your time. To the staff, I appreciate everything again. And let's work together and sift through these hardships. So with that, Mr. Chairman or floor leader, I recognize the floor leader to offer the appropriate motion to adjourn this session.
Thank you, Mr. President. And for the last time, at this time, I'd like to offer a motion to adjourn this Senate session, Sine and I.
When a motion offered by the floor leader
To adjourn this
adjourn this session,
sign
sign
and
and
aye,
aye, and it's
subject to
been
the call of the
subject to
president.
the call.
Thank you, Mr.
It's
President.
been seconded. All those in favor of the motion to adjourn this session, please say aye. All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. The Senate session stands adjourned. Senate aye. Thank you again. Jesus Masin.